Hey everybody, welcome to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. What's on the news today? By God, it's another acquisition. The Embracer Group rolled up on Square Enix with a $300 million deal that they could not refuse. They bought three properties, three studios from Square Enix: Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and Square-Enix Montreal. Square Enix is working on Tomb Raider right now. Eidos Montreal worked on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which go back, watch our review, find out what we thought about that. And Square Enix Montreal, mobile games, Hitman Go, Lorecraft Go, Deus Ex Go, they go a lot of places. So another crap load of money for some studios here. So let's go to Nick first because I'm sure he's just going wild over this news because now somebody else owns all the Go series. Nick, what do you think about this?
Well, Embracer is back at it again. Man, they are just every time we turn around, we're talking about Embracer acquiring something new. Okay. I mean, that's fine. So far, Embracer's been pretty decent with their acquisitions. They typically acquire them and just let them do whatever they want without putting their politics into their games and stuff like that, which is a good thing. So this might be good for those studios. We might see something new from these studios, right? We could see a new Legacy of Kain or a new Deus Ex or a new Thief or a lot of people online talking Gex the Gecko. I honestly don't know. I think those people just don't remember Gex. I think that's
how
the problem.
Awesome it was. How awesome.
Yeah. I think it's more of a meme than anything, and it's just like, come on, people, you don't want Gex. Gex was not it wasn't a great platformer.
Gex 2 Into the Gecko was art. It was just art.
Sure. But, like I said, I mean, also Square Enix has been making a lot of bad decisions recently. So it's might be a good idea for them to sell off some of these before they drag them all down, Crystal Dynamics. I think Embracer took the Avengers with them, right? Because Crystal Dynamics does the Avengers. So hopefully Embracer will go, hey, that game, the Avengers? Yeah, we're getting rid of that. That would be good. Or maybe Crystal Dynamics will make that choice and say, you know what, we're done working on this stupid game because it's not making any money. Because they're coming out with new DLC or a new character. They're coming out with a female version of Thor. And so, they already did that once with what's the dude that shoots the arrows? Hawkeye. When they first came out, the first character they introduced the game was the Lady Hawkeye. I honestly don't remember her name. Whatever she's called, Jane Hawkeye. Jane Hawkeye. And so they're making, so they're just going to have like She-Hulk next. And like, they're just copycatting, making female versions of the other characters. So it's like, just get rid of that. So this might be a good thing for those companies and for their, the games that they have, especially their older catalog. Maybe they can look back to making some of those older games, coming back with new renditions of them. A new Legacy of Kain, a new Soul Reaver would be freaking awesome. Like a Soul Reaver 3 or something. Maybe a new Thief game, new Deus Ex, or just some new stuff as well. The new Tomb Raider is going to be, I would suspect it's going to be pretty good. The last three were good games. So yeah, I don't think there's really a big problem here. I think Square Enix has been kind of not doing so great recently with games that they've been publishing. So maybe it's time for someone else to take the publishing arm of that. And Embracer's going to acquire these studios and just kind of hold on to them. They've been acquiring a lot of studios. And we have yet to see what they do with them. They, like I said, they seem to let them just operate independently for now. Is that going to hold, or are they going to start injecting their politics into all these studios and making them do certain things? We'll have to see. But for now, I'm okay with this news, right? I guess. So what about you, Pat?
Man, they got a deal, right? With all these large acquisitions coming out, Microsoft's $69 billion acquisition of ZeniMax, Bethesda and all those, and then Sony getting Bungie for like $3.6 billion. These guys they pulled out the through the dollar bills and just said, "Hey, Square Enix, you want to sell some of this stuff?" And Square Enix was like, "Yeah, we're hurting a little bit. We'll take you 300 mil." I don't know. Embracer has been buying a lot. I think over the last 2 years, they've had like 30. They bought 30 studios, I think, in the last 2 years. So they are getting pretty large. And for anybody who doesn't know, Embracer, they were they really got, they really got their start when they bought when they were Nordic Games, right? And then when THQ kind of went under, they came in and bought up all their assets and rebranded it THQ Nordic, and then now that when they bought like Deep Silver and Coffee Stain, they changed their name to Embracer Group back in 2019. So, and then they've just been buying up everything under the sun since then. I mean, if you look at what they bought, they didn't buy anything that's, I hate to say it. I love Tomb Raider and I love Deus Ex, I love those, but those aren't like current mainstream games, right? We haven't had a Tomb Raider in a while. And even the last Tomb Raider wasn't like this. It was billed as a AAA game, but it wasn't a high charting game, right? It wasn't like top chart games or anything and all this stuff. And Deus Ex was, I don't think it was a huge top. It became like a cult classic after it got released, more than when it was released. And Thief has its following and stuff like that. And I have no clue about Legacy of Kain. I never played it, so I don't know anything about that one. So, it's not like they got massively popular games, but $300 million is a pretty good chunk of change. But for 3 studios, right? Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and Square Enix Montreal. So, and their intellectual properties. So, I mean, it sounds like a pretty good deal. I think I was reading somewhere that Embracer Group is now like one of the largest European game studios out there now. So it makes them one of the largest European ones. So they're out there, they're quiet in the background, right? They're trying to get to that big dog Tencent and Microsoft and Sony level. So we'll have to see. I mean, they bought Gearbox, they bought Saber Interactive, a bunch of other ones. So they've got quite a bit going on for them. They've just got a plethora of studios, right? But that's what an investment firm does. They just buy up all these little companies. They throw a little bit of money at them. Hopefully they increase in value and they'll eventually sell them. They'll probably be going around to Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo eventually be going like, "Want to see what I got? See anything you like? You want to buy something?" They're going to be like, they're going to say, "This one, I'm going to sell it to you for $1 billion," even though they bought it for $300 million a few years ago. This one's worth $1 billion. This one's 1.2. This one's 3. This one's 6, So they're going to be peddling their wares before long, I imagine. That's unless they're trying to become like Tencent and those guys. I don't know. I don't know what their plan is, but they seem like just a standard investment group that'll just buy in and try to sell some of it. But who knows? And as we all could tell, if you guys are even new to the show, Nick's not a Marvel fan. Nick's not a TV fan, we should say. Lady Hawkeye. I'm like, who is he talking about? Is he talking about Black Widow? Because she was like one of the original. I'm like, he can't be talking about Miss Marvel because she's not shooting a gun, It was only Black Widow and Miss Marvel were the only 2 females, I think, in the original release of the game, and they only added Spider-Man and Hawkeye, I think, so far.
No, they
there's
did.
a Lady Hawkeye.
They did add Hawkeye, the
Hawkeye
girl
was
that takes the mantle of Hawkeye. They had a whole series on Disney.
Right, but not in the game. The game doesn't have a Lady Hawkeye.
Yeah, they brought her out.
Kate
She was
Bishop.
a DLC.
Kate Bishop is in Avengers because I played her when we played it all.
I don't know if she was in there when
She's not in the game.
I'm pretty sure she's in it.
The game currently has Ant-Man, Black Widow, Captain America, Hawkeye, Hulk, Iron Man, Miss Marvel, Spider-Man, and Thor. That's it. The only
I don't
ones in the
remember
game.
her being in the game.
She wasn't in the game. That's why I was trying to think when he said he's like Miss Hawkeye. I'm like, there's no female bow shooter in there.
I just love his descriptions of female Hulk, female Hawkeye.
Yeah. So as you can see, Nick's not
Black
our Marvel
Widow.
fan, and he's not a video.
I am 100% sure that she is in there.
No, Google it. Google it. I'll
I
wait.
am. I just found an
Google
article right
can
here.
go
Kate
suck
Bishop
my
is the
butt.
first DLC character for the Marvel Avengers game. Voiced by Ashley Birch.
The
Kate
first
Bishop-
DLC character was Hawkeye, followed by Spider-Man.
Are you guys looking at two different Googles?
I'm actually
All right.
looking at the.
So
I'm actually looking
I'm
at the
gonna
game's
jump in while
website.
these two sit here and argue about who's in the freaking game.
All right. But yeah,
So the Tomb Raider series alone, for the last reboot of the 3 games, was 38 million copies sold. $60 a copy. That's what, almost 3 billion, something like that. I'm just throwing a big guessing math out there because I suck at it. So, I mean, I think Embracer Group's getting a deal. I think they probably played a little hardball because, like Nick said, Square Enix, they keep foobarring stuff up pretty bad. And it sucks to see because Square Enix was, like many game companies, that used to be a name you could depend on for a fun game, even if it was not into your wheelhouse typically. Square Enix really got me into RPGs. So it sucks to see this happening. But the good thing is that hopefully Embracer Groups leave these companies to their own fruition and they're able to do what they do best and make games without all the corporate BS and loot boxes and, you know, hair pulling and all that S&M crap they do with their companies. So maybe that'll be a good thing. So hopefully Embracer doesn't hold them too tight, lets them grow, lets them spread their wings, and embraces them when they bring them a crop load of cash. I don't know.
right.
It does. It does make you worry about Square Enix. I mean, how rough are they having it really? They announced a new Kingdom Hearts here recently, which I was kind of surprised by that because I've never seen them really, talk about Kingdom Hearts within 10 years of each other. So as
Well, you got like that Kingdom Hearts 2.5, 2.6.
yeah, those can all burn for all I care.
And by the way, Nick was right. She was the first DLC character. She came out right before Hawkeye did, but we didn't play it any of the DLCs. There's no way you could have played her because we played before the DLCs. But we didn't play it after the DLC. At least I didn't.
I thought we
So
did.
Lady
after the
Hawkeye
DLC.
came before Male Hawkeye?
Yeah, she actually released on December 8th, and the male Hawkeye was March 18th.
I'm okay with that. I just want to say
I
Lady
know.
Hawkeye.
Lady Hawkeye.
But then I guess Black Panther actually came out before Spider-Man did, and I forgot they put Black Panther in the game. But yeah, we didn't play it. We played when it first came out as a group, but I don't remember us going back. Oh, we did go back. Because we bought it on sale and it went for free. It went free like, I don't even less than 30 days after we bought it.
Like the next month or something.
So yes, I remember now. So yes, you did play Lady Hawkeye. And see, that's how bad Square Enix has got it. Nick knows more about Marvel and he doesn't watch it than the rest of us.
Nick, you need to wear
and
that.
her name is
for a
Lady
while.
Hawkeye.
Her name is Lady Hawkeye. So, one thing that the Embracer Group is getting is the new Tomb Raider, which is already being touted quite a bit because it is Unreal Engine 5. It will be one of the first batch of games coming out using that engine, if it stays on track. But who knows what'll happen now? So I don't know how to feel about it. I like the idea of the companies being left to do what they do best. But also worries me about Square Enix. How low are they going here? Are they going to be selling, the Final Fantasy franchise at some point? Because that's the only thing they got. Probably that's making them money right now, especially with the online. And 16 is just about finished. So if 16 doesn't sell well and review well, that's going to be hard for them.
If they got rid of the Final Fantasy franchise, you might as well just get rid of Square Enix. I mean, that's all that company is, right? I mean, that's what saved them in the beginning. That company originally was going to go under until they brought out Final Fantasy. Yep. And that's what saved them back in the day. So I don't think they'll get rid of their bread and butter.
Well, if they keep shitting in their butter.
Well, they still own Star Ocean, right? And aren't they talking about a new Star Ocean?
Yes, and we talked about that.
Yeah.
You can look at our videos to see.
But I haven't heard nothing about it for a while, though.
But I was saying,
I
They
think it's
own
coming
that
out this
one, which
year.
is pretty good.
Well,
Right.
all I know
And like I
is
said, I've never heard of Legacy of Kain. I never played that one. You guys
that
know if that one's any
you
good
never
or
played
not?
that Soul Reaver. None that ring a bell?
Nah.
Oh, man, you're missing out. Your childhood sucked.
Are those
I
like
pity
fighting
you.
games?
They're like
No.
3D platformer /
Well,
fighting combat.
Nick said it all. They're platformer.
Well, I mean, there's platforming,
It's
but it's like combat
platforming.
and platforming and puzzle solving and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never played them. They don't sound familiar enough to me.
Yeah, you should. Well, you'll
You
never
play
try
as
them because they're old
Ra's al
school.
A vampire.
Too old for my
that's
blood.
Dead.
But it's interesting knowing that a company as big as Square-Enix is having to sell crap. So whoever is investing really needs to look at better management, because this is becoming a bad deal with a lot of these big companies now. Ubisoft, Square-Enix, EA. I mean, it's just scary. And then you have all these companies just swooping in and buying them up. Oh.
And what I read too is that Square Enix sold these because they're focusing on NFT games or something like that.
Okay.
Wow.
Now,
Wow, that better not be true, because hopefully not. These guys are going to... Square Enix is just shooting themselves in the face right now. They didn't do it on accident. They were pulling a Bugs Bunny on it. They had their toe on the freaking trigger, and they're like, is this thing loaded?
yeah.
God.
Yeah, because I believe, Pat, you just read today, or Nick, NFTs have dropped how much? 92%?
It was something like that, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the NFTs have really gone downhill. I mean, we all knew it was a scam to begin with, but I mean, it's just that phase, or that it was like Pogs back in the day. Everybody loved Pogs, but and then they died off, and no one really talks about them anymore.
Pogs, oh shit.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, it's to be... Everything's left up to interpretation, right? But they're basically... There's people out there that are saying the NFT market is collapsing, and we've seen some of that. But, some people are just saying that's exaggeration. I honestly think that, it's just stupid, right? We saw, what was it, the guy who bought the first Twitter tweet NFT, bought it for millions, and he can't even get a few thousand bucks out of it now. He can't sell it. And I'm like, they have their value is perceived value. So he's the only one that thought it was worth millions. The rest of people are like, I give you 50 cents for it,
Yeah, but you got to remember, most things are perceived value. I mean, game like Sony perceives their shit as $70 a game. I perceive it, no thank you. I think, but it is a scam. I think you're absolutely right. It's a scam. And people were trying to jump on the digital train. I mean, Bitcoin, I still don't get, I still don't like, I still think it's odd because it's not a physical commodity, but it's still around. And, banks are starting to use it. 401ks are starting to allow it. Was it Brazil or Venezuela? Man, they were like all about it.
Are you talking about cryptocurrency?
Yeah, Bitcoin, okay. Crypto stuff.
Yeah, I got you.
I say, to me, Bitcoin is it's encompassing. It's all crypto. I know it's not, but it's just the way because I just don't get it. I mean,
they're the highest value crypto coin right now.
I can't hold it. It ain't real. If I can't see it, it ain't real.
You don't hold that money that goes into your account as digital numbers and somehow goes up once every couple of weeks and then goes back down.
I cash it out. I roll around butt naked and then I put it back.
You Scrooge McDuck it, huh?
No.
He puts it in a swimming pool and swims through it. But I did find an article that said, so the Square-Enix Montreal, Square-Enix is intending to sell Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and Square-Enix Montreal to the Embracer Group, which we know, right? And why? Because, to quote Square-Enix, the transaction enables the launch of new businesses by moving forward with investments in fields including blockchain, AI, and cloud.
Two fields that are garbage: cloud gaming and NFTs. Come on, Square Enix. So, remember that old Meatloaf song, 2 out of 3 ain't bad? They chewed
No,
the
they
crap
bad.
out of that one. What Square Enix did. In this case, 2 out of 3 is really bad. So they're 1 out of 3. Better make them some money.
Yep, it's sad. The state of gaming is in such a flux these last few years. It's unfreaking real. I can't remember a time in my gaming life that companies are just being bought and sold so fast, left and right, and they're just making the dumbest damn decisions. So it's weird. It's really weird to watch. Really dumbass things. Even I'm not a businessman. Hell, I'm not even smart. Can't even tie my shoe. It's Velcro. And I still know half the crap they're doing is dumb as dirt. But, hey, somebody thinks it's smart. That person needs hitting the head with a frying pan.
Square Enix took the frying pan to the face.
Bong.
And out came blockchain.
Out came blockchain.
Somebody thought that was a good idea. We'll give you 3 studios for $300 million. And then we're going to invest that into blockchain.
The only
I'm going to buy some apes. That's what they said.
The only NFT Square Enix should worry about is naked figurine of Tifa. It's an inside joke, people. Don't look it up.
So you on the outside won't get it.
Oh, they'll get it. They'll Google.
Somebody's Googling that right now.
Yeah. Well, who knows what they'll get?
Just be careful with not double tapping that T. All right. You guys got anything else you want to add into this sad and odd story? All right. Well, guys, thanks for listening. As always, hit like and subscribe, hit that notification so you can see when we're dropping new videos, which we do pretty much every day. We also, you can find us on TikTok now. We do some TikTok stuff out there. Nick, what is the TikTok address again? Is it just
At It Tastes Different?
Thank you. So
That's what she said.
check it out there. Check us out here. Don't forget to tell your friends to subscribe, and we will see you next time. See ya.